A beautiful downtown Macon. There we go. It's 6:30 a.m. here on this December the 14th. Having a smile on your face is required. I'm Wanya Reese.
And I'm Caitlin Heck, although you might want to bundle up if you want to be smiling and you're outside this morning, Alex.
Yeah.
That's right. We're only a few degrees colder than we were yesterday morning, but we are going to get colder here in the days ahead. We're sitting at 49 in Macon right now. We only got down to about 51 yesterday. 49 in Warner Robins, 50 in Dublin, 49 in Perry and in Milledgeville. That's the popular number on the map. 40, actually, Milledgeville just dropped to 48, 46 in Sayersville. Cooler stuff once you get towards the Savannah River. Also running into a few showers this morning. One lone one there in Peach County, a few more coming across the Taylor-Macon County lines. That's going to continue to lift towards the north here through the morning hours. And then hello, severe weather back into Mississippi. Tornado warnings, tornado watches. This is the line of storms that's coming towards central Georgia in the coming hours, and what we're going to be watching for as we roll into the afternoon hours. So as we roll into this afternoon, 50s here in central Georgia, warming into the 60s later on tonight. Overcast once again with those scattered showers. The storms will come through during the overnight hours, and then sun returns for Thursday afternoon. We've got your full hour-by-hour look at Future View coming up here in just a few minutes.
Well, thank you, Alex. Our top story this morning, Baldwin County Sheriff Bill Massee says deputies shot a woman after she attacked two of them with a hammer.
And the shooting happened at the Antioch Primitive Baptist Church on Old Monticello Road around 5:30 yesterday. Remy Cohen explains what the sheriff says happened.
Sheriff Bill Massee says the minister found the church burglarized and called the sheriff's office. Massee says two deputies responded to the burglary call when a woman attacked them with a hammer. A deputy shot her and she went to the hospital. Massee says she did undergo surgery at Atrium Health Navicent in Macon, but her status is unknown. Massee identified this woman as Fiesta Murphy and says earlier this month she was released from the Baldwin County Jail for criminal trespassing. In Milledgeville, Remy Cohen, 13 WMAZ News.
The GBI is now handling the case.
Of course, this is a developing story. We'll update you on air and online at 13WMAZ.com as we learn more.
Right now, a 14-year-old faces murder charges in the shooting death of 22-year-old Tyleek Young. Bibb investigators arrested the teen yesterday. Young was found shot to death on 3rd Avenue in the first week of December. The teen is being held at the Macon Regional Youth Detention Center. Right now, there's no bond set at this time. If you have any information on this case, you should reach out to the Macon Regional Crime Stoppers. That number, it's 1-877-68-CRIME. That number again for you, it's 1-877-68-CRIME. Well, at least 75 new flock cameras could be coming to Houston County. Commissioners approved these cameras and agreed to pay for them for the first 4 years. Houston County District Attorney William Kendall says that he's been working with commissioners and the cities of Perry, Warner Robins, and Centerville to make this all happen. Kendall says the solar-powered cameras will be put in high-crime areas and the side of state highways throughout Houston County. He says they would not be recording any video, but taking still images of license plates, which he says will help reduce crime and help his office prosecute criminals.
For instance, if we can identify somebody at a scene of, let's say, a shooting, we could also go back after the fact, after, even now already that person had been identified, and do a search and say, okay, well, their vehicle was obviously in that area during that time. That helps increase our ability to prosecute. 1 year costs about $185,000, and if all municipalities agree, the cameras should arrive in January. And they'll be fully operational by next summer.
If you make a mess, clean it up. I shouldn't have to come home every day and pick up half a garbage bag of trash out of my front yard.
William Hardy from Houston County says for years, trash from a nearby sanitation station littered Story Road. He says bags of trash roll off of GFL environmental trucks and all that garbage scatters across the road. Hardy says he's contacted the city of Warner Robins, Houston County, and GFL Environmental, but each says it's not their job to pick up the trash. So we did call GFL Environmental and Warner Robins. They did not return our calls. But Jay Cox, community planner with Houston County Board of Commissioners, said code enforcement will now step in.
Senior Public Works staff have put in a work order for a crew to come out and clean up the trash in the county's right-of-way. In addition, a code enforcement deputy has also been briefed on the situation.
In other news, several Macon neighborhoods will soon get new streetlights. Mayor Lester Miller says the county is seeing a bunch of requests come in. This is after commissioners made that process easier. Commissioners also endorsed Robins Air Force Base's sustainability plan, protecting the base's $5.4 billion impact while also renewing the contract with Polk Landscaping for cemetery mowing and maintenance at Rose Hill.
Commission also approved a pilot program for small and minority businesses to develop lawn care businesses that could contract with the county. 6:35 today in Dublin, the Carl Vinson VA Medical Center is hosting veterans from Middle and South Georgia to talk about the recently passed PACT Act. The burn pit legislation was signed into law in August. It expands health care and disability benefits for U.S. military vets, including those exposed to toxic burn pits in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Now, the law links 23 different respiratory illnesses and cancers to their toxic exposure, making it easier for vets to get care and benefits. The event is today from noon to 3 o'clock. VA Medical Center staff will explain how to qualify and apply for toxic exposure related health care and benefits. It's in the Dublin VA auditorium. All right, now Monroe County schools begin their search for a new leader. Superintendent Mike Hickman plans to retire at the end of the current academic year in June. The Board of Education approved his retirement for this coming June.
Hickman is in his 30th year as an educator and said that it's time for him to focus on the next phase of his life. The board says it will conduct a thorough search for the next superintendent. Hickman has served as Monroe County School Superintendent since December of 2015. We are certainly wishing him all the best, Caitlin.
Absolutely. Well, today marks just 11 days until Christmas. Hard to believe. Shirley Hills Elementary School is getting their holiday learning on right now.
Junior journalist Taylor Clark went to Houston County to surprise this week's My Teacher is Tops.
We're here at Shirley Hills Elementary School, home of the Mustangs. We're not horsing around about this week's top teacher. Let's go surprise her now. Good morning, Miss Hall. I'm junior journalist Taylor Clark, and you're this week's My Teacher is Tops. Miss Danielle Hall has been teaching for 15 years. 5 of those years have been here at Shirley Hills Elementary School. Anna Gruber wrote a letter nominating Miss Hall. She really likes rewards every Friday and hearing updates on Miss Hall's family pet. She says she loves being in Mrs. Hall's classroom.
She is super fun. She makes learning excited and fun every day.
Miss Hall says she originally wanted to be a child psychologist, but she wanted to be in an environment where she can impact kids long term. She says building a bond with her students and seeing them grow up makes her day.
And I love when I see former students come back and invite me to their graduations and their weddings and tell me about their new jobs. And I feel honored to know that my students know that I love them.
Congratulations, Miss Hall. Students, keep sending in those nominations. We just might come to your school next. Reporting in Warner Robins, I'm junior journalist Taylor Clark.
All right, congratulations to you, Miss Hall, and I think she's coming for our job. She has a lot of confidence.
I know, I loved it. Good for her.
Yes.
Great job with that story.
Our junior journalists love to surprise your top teachers, so be sure to send in your nominations.
You can do that by writing us a letter or an email. Send your letters to 1314 Gray Highway, Macon, Georgia 31211. You can also email us at myteacherstops@13wmaz.com.
You can also send us a video on the 13WMAZ app. Make sure to include your name, your teacher's name, and what school you go to. Be sure to get a parent to help you upload that video for me, though, and our JJs might just surprise your teacher next.
Well, the baby formula shortage is impacting parents and babies across Central Georgia still. Our morning reporter TJ Anthony shows you one mom's story and some solutions for you. Plus, we tell you more about Monroe County's new budget for next year and how it saves money for the reserves. The stories are coming up in just a bit. First, 6:39, we're going to head on over to Alex for a look at a very chilly start to your day.
Yeah, Caitlin, that's right. We're a few degrees colder than we were yesterday morning across Central Georgia, and much colder air is on the way. Here's a look at downtown. We've got 49 here in Macon. Overcast skies, a dew point of 38. That dew point's going to continue to come up as we get some moisture in here from the Gulf of Mexico. 49 in Macon and in Warner Robins, Gordon, 48 in Cochran, 46 in Eastman, and 50 to get the morning started in Cordele. We also have seen fog for several mornings this week. This morning, not so much. Great visibility across Central Georgia, 10 miles just about everywhere. But we are beginning to pick up on some showers now. This is going to be Taylor, Macon County. These continue to lift towards the north. So if you're in Crawford County, Upson County, even towards Monroe County, don't be surprised to see some showers here over the next hour or so. This is a part of an increase in moisture ahead of this cold front that's back out into Mississippi this morning. Several tornado warnings in and around the Jackson metro area this morning. I've been watching a few of the storms out there. Luckily, the storm's not going to be quite as strong by the time they get here to central Georgia. So overcast stuff here through the morning hours on into the afternoon. Maybe a break or sun here or there. That's actually funny. It's got the whole right over Macon bib there in terms of any sun at about 5 p.m. So we'll watch for that. But this is going to be an active night tonight. Here we are at about 10 p.m. Some heavier showers beginning the main line coming across the state line and moving into central Georgia about the midnight hour, crossing Interstate 75 between 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then once we get into the morning hours, it's going to begin to lift on out of here, and we're going to be done in terms of a rain threat by the time we get to about 10, 11 o'clock. And then hello sunshine by the time we get to Thursday afternoon, and then temperatures going south, talking about down into the 30s for Friday morning. Clear conditions and even windy at times. So if you have any of those outdoor Christmas decorations up, maybe a good idea to make sure that they're tied down and they're not going to end up in the neighbor's yard. Here we go with the storm outlook today. All of central Georgia in this level 1 risk for the threat of damaging wind, lightning, and heavy rainfall. That's going to be from about 10 p.m. to about 4 a.m. And then technically for Thursday's outlook, we are clipped by that level 1, but that's going to be as the storms are moving out. So all in all, I'm not too concerned about the severe weather threat. Is it there? Yes, ever so slightly, but I think we're going to be just fine here in central Georgia. 1 to 2 inches of rain, maybe a little more or less, depending on where you are across the area as this front whirls its way through. As for today, though, like I said, one of these weird days. We're going to be warming into the 50s later on this afternoon, 55 from 2 to about 6 p.m., but then we're not going to stop there. We're going to keep warming. 58 is going to be the official afternoon temperature, if you will. Scattered showers and overcast once again. And then for tonight, 64, so warming ahead of this front and the line of storm. Sunset is at 5:30. Only a matter of days before we actually begin to gain daylight. The solstice coming up next week. Sunny tomorrow. High occurs overnight, mid-50s tomorrow afternoon, and then once we get past that, we're a smooth sailing. So this icon for Thursday, a little misleading. We're going to have the storms during the morning, sun in the afternoon, and then sun through the weekend, turning much colder. A high temperature of only 50 on Saturday, 49 there on Sunday. That also being the first day of Hanukkah. We've got the Macon Christmas parade. It is going to be a cold one here in central Georgia, and the cooler weather sticking around through next week.